Back in California, it's harvest time farther north in the state's Central Valley. The mother of all tomato crops, tens of thousands of tons of them are firm, ripe, and ready. The problem, they are miles, give or take, from where they need to go. So who you gonna call? Well, here's Eric again.
It's 100 days and it's intense.
David Lowrie and his truck drivers are in the middle of an annual marathon. It's the race to get their part of California's 11 million ton tomato harvest from field to cannery.
Fun is watching the loads come into the cannery and knowing that they're out, the farmers are harvesting the loads and we're getting them picked up and brought in.
The late summer action begins in the vast fields of Colusa County, about an hour north of Sacramento. When the harvesters pull the tomatoes off the vines, their journey has already started. Those trailers they're pouring into will be on the road in minutes. Minutes later, the processing will start, since the distance between the field and the plant is less than 10 miles. In a while, there'll be ketchup, tomato paste, and salsa.
We're hauling 700 loads a day of tomatoes and do it for 100 days straight and get it done. I mean, when the season's over, you're happy, you're proud.
Standing by to collect their haul is a small army of drivers operating more than 100 Peterbilt tractors. Mike Lowrie Trucking alone employs almost 200 drivers. Other tomato haulers in the region have hundreds more. Each will travel between the field and the plant about 9 times during a 16-hour shift. The jobs are seasonal, and most drivers say the tomato harvest is a chance for them to build up their bank accounts. Drivers earn about $1,200 a week, more if they don't have any accidents during the season. An incentive to drive no faster than the posted speed limit. 21-year-old Adam Buchenbach is a 4-year veteran of hauling tomatoes. He's a senior at the California State University, where he's majoring in agricultural business.
Driving trucks, I think it's pretty fun. They're real flexible with me going to school and only being able to come up here for a couple weeks out of the year. And then also it pays really well, so I get a lot of money for school when I go back, and I don't have to worry about having to work while in school.
A federal exemption allows short-range agricultural truck drivers to maintain lengthy work weeks during harvest seasons. Adam will often put in 16-hour days, 7 days a week. And most of his shifts are at night.
Personally, I'll turn up my radio and kind of rock out in my truck as I'm driving down the road. I listen to the company radio. Guys are talking on that all night, talking to each other.
Since these drivers get paid by the load and not by the hour, the incentive is to keep working and not take a meal break. The drivers carry their own food or pick it up from a roadside catering truck. Tomatoes are the only produce Mike Lowrie Trucking hauls, and only during the harvest. The rest of the year, it's gravel. So efficiency is everything. Each rig burns 200 gallons of diesel during every 24-hour shift. During the hectic harvest schedule, David Lowrie says he will often purchase 7,500 gallons of diesel every other day at ever-increasing prices.
The higher fuel goes, the more it costs the trucking company to deliver the product, the more money the trucking company needs, which the producer puts that on the end price.
For Adam Buchenbach, however, his goal is to get his load to the processing plant without losing too many along the way.
Driving up and down these roads, especially on I-5, there's little bumps that you can't even see, and every now and then a couple tomatoes will roll off, and it's funny to see people that aren't used to it. They'll come up and try and wave to you and let you know that you dropped a couple tomatoes, as if we're going to stop and pick up every single tomato that falls on the ground.
The evidence of their efficiency lies in the parking lot next to the cannery. Acres and acres of trailers filled to the brim with tomatoes that will eventually be heading to a supermarket near you.
Well, that's our show for today. We thank you for watching. I'm Paul Ryan, and we want to see you next time right here in America's Heartland. Back in California, it's harvest time farther north in the state's Central Valley. The mother of all tomato crops, tens of thousands of tons of them are firm, ripe, and ready. The problem, they are miles, give or take, from where they need to go. So who you going to call? Well, here's Eric again.
It's 100 days and it's intense.
David Lowrie and his truck drivers are in the middle of an annual marathon. It's the race to get their part of California's 11 million ton tomato harvest from field to cannery.
Fun is watching the loads come into the cannery and knowing that the farmers are harvesting the loads and we're getting them picked up and brought in.
The late summer action begins in the vast fields of Colusa County, about an hour north of Sacramento. When the harvesters pull the tomatoes off the vines, their journey has already started. Those trailers they're pouring into will be on the road in minutes. Minutes later, the processing will start, since the distance between the field and the plant is less than 10 miles. In a while, there'll be ketchup, tomato paste, and salsa.
We're hauling 700 loads a day of tomatoes and do it for 100 days straight and get it done. I mean, when the season's over, you're happy, you're proud.
Standing by to collect their haul is a small army of drivers operating more than 100 Peterbilt tractors. Mike Lowrie Trucking alone employs almost 200 drivers. Other tomato haulers in the region have hundreds more. Each will travel between the field and the plant about 9 times during a 16-hour shift. The jobs are seasonal, and most drivers say the tomato harvest is a chance for them to build up their bank accounts. Drivers earn about $1,200 a week, more if they don't have any accidents during the season. An incentive to drive no faster than the posted speed limit. 21-year-old Adam Buchenbach is a 4-year veteran of hauling tomatoes. He's a senior at the California State University, where he's majoring in agricultural business.
Driving trucks, I think it's pretty fun. They're real flexible with me going to school and only being able to come up here for a couple weeks out of the year. And then also it pays really well, so I get a lot of money for school when I go back, and I don't have to worry about having to work while in school.
A federal exemption allows short-range agricultural truck drivers to maintain lengthy work weeks during harvest seasons. Adam will often put in 16-hour days, 7 days a week. And most of his shifts are at night.
Personally, I'll turn up my radio and kind of rock out in my truck as I'm driving down the road. I listen to the company radio. Guys are talking on that all night, talking to each other.
Since these drivers get paid by the load and not by the hour, the incentive is to keep working and not take a meal break. The drivers carry their own food or pick it up from a roadside catering truck. Tomatoes are the only produce Mike Lowrie Trucking hauls, and only during the harvest. The rest of the year, it's gravel. So efficiency is everything. Each rig burns 200 gallons of diesel during every 24-hour shift. During the hectic harvest schedule, David Lowrie says he will often purchase 7,500 gallons of diesel every other day at ever-increasing prices.
The higher fuel goes, the more it costs the trucking company to deliver the product, the more money the trucking company needs, which the producer puts that on the end price.
For Adam Buchenbach, however, his goal is to get his load to the processing plant without losing too many along the way.
Driving up and down these roads, especially on I-5, there's little bumps that you can't even see, and every now and then a couple tomatoes will roll off, and it's funny to see people that aren't used to it. They'll come up and try and wave to you and let you know that you dropped a couple tomatoes, as if we're going to stop and pick up every single tomato that falls on the ground.
The evidence of their efficiency lies in the parking lot next to the cannery. Acres and acres of trailers filled to the brim with tomatoes that will eventually be heading to a supermarket near you.
Well, that's our show for today. We thank you for watching. I'm Paul Ryan, and we want to see you next time right here in America's Heartland.